welcome to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danica. Along with me, we have Carrie Stansbury, who is the Executive Director with Cajun Coast Visitors and Convention Bureau here in Morgan City. But of course, she represents all of St. Mary Parish. Yes. It's been a minute, but welcome back.
Thank you.
Awesome. So we've got a lot of things that are on the itinerary as well as on the calendar. And if you want to know more about this calendar, go to CajunCoast.com. But I want to take this opportunity to kind of go through some of the events that are coming up in our area. Because I'm going to tell you, I hear it all the time. There ain't nothing to do in St. Mary Parish. And you and I think we kind of share this same pain. And that is, if we don't know about it, how are we going to be able to tell you about it?
Exactly. And, you know, as we were discussing, you can't, not everybody's on Facebook, A. B, the algorithms on Facebook, sometimes you may not see an event until it's passed, or you might not see it at all.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we do scramble to make sure that we have all of those events. But you can go to our website, and we do have a new section that says add to the calendar, and you can add your events.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of talk about add to the calendar, because there are some stipulations, and I hope you're not offended. It's just what it is. So if I have an event, how would you, because you're going to screen it, I'm sure.
Right, we do screen.
What event is for the calendar?
We do try to support the community, but it should be something that if a visitor came to St. Mary Parish, they would say, oh, that sounds interesting. I sure would like to go to that. And, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a tourism event. It can be a community event, but we have to make sure that it meets our parameters. You know, just having a DJ at a bar is not necessarily entertainment that a visitor would want to see.
Right.
Now, if you have a live band, we're definitely interested in that.
Yes. And also, let's just be real and be honest, because you know what, I'm going to tell you this. I am not a everybody gets a trophy type of thing anyway. So not every event will make its way and get approved, which you just have to understand that. And Lord knows my heart, as the folks say, for churches,
right.
Unless you have a Tasha Cobb, a visiting bishop, right, that
right.
has, you know, nationally known.
Right.
It doesn't qualify.
Or something like, I know the Pentecostals had a conference a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Certainly something we're appreciative they brought, and we definitely promoted that and welcomed them with open arms.
Yeah, because people will travel for that. So,
right.
you know, just because it's third Sunday or it's for communion, I go to church, y'all, so don't question me. Don't come for me.
Yes.
It does not qualify.
Right.
Okay. And that's on CajunCoast.com.
CajunCoast.com.
Awesome. So let's kind of take it little by little. We'll take, you know, each of our cities and kind of go a little bit by little and say, okay, what is coming up? So the things that we do know.
So this week, we're going to have The View.
Yes, Sunset at the View.
Sunset
so we're in
at
April.
The View.
We're in April.
Right.
So
we're
every
in April.
Wednesday.
So spring is probably the heaviest time for events. There are multiple events, sometimes on each day. So get your shoes ready to be comfortable. But Sunset at the View is going to be the 10th, the 17th, and the 24th of this month. And it's just, if you've been on the dock, it's really quite beautiful when the sun's going down. It starts at 6:30. And you could just, I know that last Wednesday, they had a little food there.
Yeah.
You can buy some cocktails or just water and just enjoy the view.
Yeah, and it's not just the view. You have other people there. It's a great way to network. I learned from Mayor Lee Dragnon, who said about 80 people showed up just for the first time, and you know that's going to possibly double once the word gets out, and hopefully the word gets out by, you know, listening to the Voice of the Coast, because Sunset at the View, beautiful dock, beautiful view of the sunset, and then you have something to do every day, at least for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in Morgan City.
Right.
So Thursday.
And then Thursday, there's a bicycle ride, and that's going to start at the dock, the corner of Front and Ferret Street. And then I think they're going to Lincoln Park and coming back.
Yeah.
So that's going to be on the Thursday, and then Rockin' the Dock is on the Friday.
Yes, and again, I saw pictures. I mean, lots and lots of folks are there enjoying the beautiful weather we've been having in South Louisiana for a while. You know, in Louisiana, you don't know if it's going to be cold or hot, but it's been pretty consistent and very even-keeled and temperate.
It's been beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, and so I think they have Deja Vu and South 70, and I think Shorts in December, but that one may have changed. I'm not sure, but sometimes we put stuff on our website and it changes, and we don't know about it. But I think it's Deja Vu, Shorts in December, and South 70.
All Okay, and that's just Morgan City in the month of April.
Yes.
Now let's move on over to Berwick.
Yes. Well, in Berwick, I saw that they're going to do a Cinco de Mayo.
And I definitely want to talk about that, which we will. So keep that in mind. We're definitely going to pick up back in Berwick. And I think that's really interesting to know that they're going to be highlighting the Cinco de Mayo, which I think is needed for the community that we have here. So come on back. We'll talk a little bit more about that right here on the Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. My guest is Carrie Stansbury, who's the Executive Director with Cajun Coast Convention, or Visitors and Convention Bureau. I always try to get that right. But in short, Cajun Coast.
Yes.
And we're kind of going through different city by city, talking about all the events that are coming up. And just because I just want to repeat myself, if we don't know about it, you won't know about it either. So if you have an event, you can always as well contact myself, but you can also go to Cajun Coast, and now you can actually fill it out yourself by going to their website, and that is CajunCoast.com. Let's go back to Morgan City because we're going to pick up on Berwick, but Morgan City is also
Yes,
another
you're going to have a
event.
community concert April 11th, and also the beer bash on the 13th,
Yes,
next
Basin
Saturday.
Brew, that's right. So there's lots of things going on. So
Yes.
if you come to me and say one more time, there's nothing to do, I'm going to tell you to go right over to CajunCoast.com, where you'll see a lot of events that are going on in the area. With the community concert, that is so packed with people. When I tell you there's no shortage of there's no space really, because you got to get there early and find your seat, because lots and lots of folks go to that event. And we have people who travel outside of St. Mary Parish to attend, because there's nothing like it in the nearby area.
I mean, it's amazing entertainment that is relatively inexpensive.
Yeah.
And it's a great night out.
It is. I, for one, my husband and I, we go, especially anytime we get Vox Fortura. They're, I think, they're favorite amongst this community. The last one we missed was Benny and the Jets. It's a
tribute.
A tribute to Elton John.
Yes.
So you get quality entertainment, and also the ticket prices, nominal. Like, you don't pay much of anything, and you might as well go ahead and get a season ticket.
Yes.
Because it's very, very inexpensive. So let's get into Berwick. And you talked about Cinco de Mayo. There's a Cinco de Mayo event, and I love the fact that they're doing this, but what I found is that I feel like the Hispanic or Latino community is very isolated in our area. I did hear it was a rodeo that was put on some months ago, but it was packed. It was great for this community. How well do you think this is going to be received?
I would think that it's going to be well received, and I think that all the restaurants were pretty booked last year.
Okay.
For it, but this is going to be out at the Lighthouse Park. So I would hope everyone would embrace it and attend, and I hope the Latin American families would enjoy it as well. I
think this is great. I think it also really opens up the event space for everyone to be involved. I think this is great. Also, so far there's only one event for right now that we know of in Berwick.
And of course they get on the Lighthouse Festival. That's further into November.
Right. And then of course we've Patterson. Had some events.
They're going to have a color run, and they've been doing great things, and they're going to have a color run. I was looking at the dates. That's at the end of April, I think. And also the Horseshoe Pitching Association is having a fundraiser for St. Jude's.
Okay. And that's a big to do. Those guys are very, very competitive.
Yes, and they work very, very hard to. And anyway, if you're interested, you want to get out, you're lonely. Are you athletic in high school and you want to get back to doing something? They are a very, very welcoming group, and they would love to have you join them. Yeah,
well, actually, I believe we receive awards, not participants, but for covering and talking about them. So, like you said, they are very welcoming. Also, another welcoming event, date night. I will tell you, my husband and I, we actually went to date night, and it was really nice. The weather was beautiful, and it just occurred on I'm looking at the date, what today is. The 8th, so it was on the 7th or No, it was on the 6th, excuse me.
Okay.
This was a Saturday. And it was very good weather. A couple of young ladies, they sang some songs. They had food, and it was just a really nice environment to be able to also talk to and meet other people.
That's great. You know, you brought up, there's so much to do. You know, and sometimes it's hard to do all of these things because there is so much to do.
Yeah, and I think by us talking about this, hopefully we'll get more people to say, you know what, I got an event coming up, and I think people will really enjoy it. So that's right. Become a little more active. If you're doing these events, people need to know about them, so you got to get in contact with them. Look at that. 2 down and 2 more to go. The time is flying, and we haven't even gotten to the other end of the parish, so come on back right here on The Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to The Voice of the Coast. We're going through the calendar list, so make sure you do the same by going to CajunCoast.com. I'm here with Executive Director Carrie Stansbury, and we're talking about the different events that are going on. So we skipped over Bayou Vista, but we also have with Uncommon Grounds, which is also an affiliation with the Purple Lemon.
Yes, and they're going to have a plant swap.
Okay.
Which is, it's fabulous. I mean, all of us need to be more engaged in plants and the environment. And so they're going to have a plant swap.
My husband told me I wasn't allowed to have plants, but I'm going to break that rule in 2024. And I think to help me do it, if you go a little bit further or farther into Franklin, they're actually going to have something that will help me.
Yeah, Bayou Bend's going to have a Master Naturalist program, and that will be free. It's $5 if you want to buy lunch.
That's not bad at all.
No, not at all.
They'll help me get my green thumb. Right now, I have a little brown thumb, but that's
Me
okay.
too.
I know. So I say you're not allowed any plants, but I'm going to get plants in 2024. We're going to make that happen. So that's just April, and that's just from things that we know already.
Yes.
And then, of course, I asked you earlier. I said, well, when is Tourism Month? It's in May.
It's in May.
Yeah.
Yes, but Franklin, we didn't get to go to Franklin.
Oh, yes, sorry, let's go to Franklin.
Yes. So Franklin has the Bear Festival this weekend. They're going to have the Running of the Bears. They're going to have the Master Naturalist.
Yes.
And the lamppost. They're going to have dinner under the lamppost.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And that's always such a great time.
They raise money for the Merchants Association.
Yes, it's a fundraiser for the Merchants Association in order to do the great events that they do.
Yeah.
It is a great event. It's a little pricier than other events, but it's well worth it. You have a great meal. You have great entertainment.
Dress up, go sit out into the street because they block off the traffic. So if you want to sit on Main Street under, just a beautiful sky and also with just really the architecture and the beautiful downtown Franklin that they have to offer, I think it's great. It's actually around my birthday, so I don't know. I might end up doing that. We'll see.
Date night.
Another date night. And in May, I saw kind of a little bit of a snippet of it on Facebook. Swamp Pop Festival?
Yes, Mama G's does a fabulous job. And Colin Leonard and his group will be hosting the 2nd annual Swamp Fest over at Mama G's in the parking lot. I think they have 7 food trucks. They have a great lineup of entertainers. They have vendors, arts and crafts. So I think that's going to be a great weekend. I think that's May. What date did we say earlier?
I know it's in May.
Yes, May 4th.
Okay.
May 4th.
Right.
But they got Gary Thibodeau, Justin Cornett, Kenny Fife, Brad Sapia, Cliff Hellebrand. So lots of great entertainment.
Well, let's go back to April again because there's one more event that we did not get a chance to talk about, and it's actually, I believe it's going to really bring in a lot of tourists because when the Divers Monument came up, I mean, there were people galore that had traveled from all over the United States because, of course, Morgan City being this hub for offshore oil, drilling and diving, now they're going to have a divers rally.
Yes, they're going to have a divers rally. And that's going to be April 26th to the 28th. They're going to have a reception at the Clarion Inn. Anybody who's attending can go to that. And then on Saturday, they're going to go to the Divers Monument, and they're going to do another dedication. I think they have a granite and some verbiage, some copy, interpretive stuff that they're going to add to the monument. And then they're going to have, they were supposed to have a crawfish boil.
Okay.
But I'm not sure what the pricing because
Well,
it is a
right.
fundraiser.
Yeah.
They are trying to start a $40,000 scholarship
Come on.
at SLCC for diving.
Yes.
An endowment. They're trying to do a $40,000 endowment.
That's awesome.
So the money that they raise this weekend, that particular weekend, will be for that.
Awesome. That sounds great. I love it. Again, that's now 3 down
Yes.
and 1 more to go. We're going to get it all in. I definitely want to talk about a program that has been around for a very long time, going very strong, and is definitely a tourist catcher. It gets their attention, and they're here every year after every year. So come on back. We've got much more to cover right here on the Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. I'm going to talk really fast because we're running out of time. So as I alluded to, this particular program has been going on for now 18, 19 years.
Yes.
And it's Eagle Expo. You get so many people from out of this area
We
to
do.
come.
I was saying that we had one girl from Galveston who was from California. She's living in Galveston now, and she read about it and made her trek by herself, and she stayed in Centerville at the B&B, and she loved it. We had a couple from Michigan. They were supposed to be going to New Orleans. They were spending a week in New Orleans, heard about Eagle Expo, and came down to Morgan City for 2 days, and then they were going back to New Orleans. So that was really exciting to hear that we were able to take visitors from New Orleans because of our bird watching.
Yes, bird watching, believe it or not, is a big deal. It's an actual hobby for folks. I can tell you with the Terrebonne Bird Club, I believe it's called, Birding Club, they meet often, and they go, and they actually have a lot of members from our area. So it's kind of a big to-do. And did you think it was going to be around this long, Eagle Expo?
No.
Yeah.
No, I did not. And particularly when eagles came off the endangered species list. We don't get as many phone calls as we used to, but the people that we do get are those people who don't have access to the waterways, maybe don't necessarily want to go on a swamp tour, who want, because we always have birding guides on each boat to point out what birds are out there.
Yeah.
And so that really adds to the event.
Yeah, I've gone out there, and it's been more than just eagles. Eagles are definitely what attracts you out there, but I've learned about so many other type of species of birds, and I think if you just want to know, and also I'm gonna be honest with you, being out there on the water, being in that environment is just so peaceful.
It is, and I really wish, we could get more kids. And I know the ANER program, that's one of their missions, is to get more kids. I've worked with Leslie Smith at Morgan City High School, and we've got to get these kids out where there's no sounds, no, your cell phones don't work, and just enjoy nature and just be.
Yes. Speaking of just be, get the girlfriends together and come on out to St. Mary Parish, particularly out there in Franklin. You guys have this new promotion.
Yeah, our new promotion right now is Girlfriends Getaway, and we're promoting primarily, Franklin area, but Patterson, Morgan City. Get your group together and come spend the day or the weekend with us. You can do the candle making, you can shop. We let them know if they're going to come. We can get other special events. We can do cocktails, or there's a spa in Franklin. We could get something on with there. There's Arlington Mansion. There's also Albania Mansion. They will open up if you have enough people. In fact, you can rent the whole house. You can rent Albania and you can rent Arlington if you have a group.
I guarantee people didn't know that. And not only that, they didn't know they can actually reach out to you to see, like, hey, I have about 20 people coming down.
Yes.
What can we do?
Yes. The family that owns Albania, they will open up the whole house. It's online, and you have to rent X amount of rooms to get the whole house.
Okay.
But, if you have enough friends, or if you have a Mardi Gras group, your sorority sisters that want to come in, a family reunion, you can rent the house.
Awesome. Well, there's some other things going on. We're kind of jumping into June really quickly. Soul Food Festival, which has now been around for about 3 to 4 years, I think.
I think this will be their third year.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, and they do a fantastic job.
They're actually going to be hosting a pageant. So that's something new. It's a new addition. I believe the deadline to participate has passed, but that's something else that's that they bring in a crowd of people. Shrimply Delicious, what's that all about?
Yes, we are doing a promotion prior. We're trying to get some sponsors and some help to do in front of Shrimp and Petroleum Festival. Do a whole program and get people to do a shrimp boil for people and do the swamp bucket and do a celebration of shrimp.
Only 30 seconds, but you're looking for extras. How do they get involved?
Yes, we're doing a new video for St. Mary Parish, and we are going to need extras. It's going to be May 13th to the 15th.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. We got it all in there, guys. I'm telling you. So again, if you like a recap, of course, watch this. But also you can go to CajunCoast.com and look at all the events that are going on around the parish. And if you have an event that will, pass the test, definitely add it yourself. And let folks know there is something to do in St. Mary Parish. Again, thank you, and thank you. We'll see you guys next time.